it's strange times, well, now, and even more for music business. Certainly, you adapt in all the possible ways, playing with people on chairs, with cars.
Yeah.
Uh, there's no stop. Yeah, yesterday a friend say me, "Oh, come on, you tomorrow you are will you talk with Doro, yeah." Oh, come on, Doro is a crack playing with cars in the middle of the pandemic. Tell her, and I I tell you, no, finally a real live show in Alcatraz. I'm sure it was great to have the feeling again of a normal festival.
Yes. Oh, that was awesome. And the fans were on fire, and it was great. But you know, all these beach chair open airs, we got good practice, so everybody knows what they're doing, so we're ready to roll anytime. And Alcatraz, that was great. We were flying, everybody, was like totally into it. And yeah, the beach chair concerts and drive-in concert, auto kino concert, they were all like good practice, and we could keep it going. And it made fans really happy. The people were really happy. It was 10 times more work to reach the audience, to reach the people, because so many, like such a distance. But I gave it my all, and I think everybody was really happy
I,
and excited. And
I remember to seeing some videos of you in the middle of the cars. It's strange.
yeah. Actually, that was the first auto kino show, the first drive-in show, and then I thought, man, I want to be closer to the people. And then I just jumped off stage, and of course, I kept my distance because better safe than sorry. But everybody was like so excited, and then I could see the people and singing "Oh We Are," and they were like jumping up and down on their cars, were shaking their cars. It was great. It looked actually like our video when we did "All We Are." I don't know if you probably seen it, right, when we were performing on top of a tour bus, and then we were playing in front of cars, and then through the magic of metal, everybody came to life and then came up, rocking out. So it felt exactly like that. When I hopped on stage the first time, I thought, wow, feels like 1987 when we were recording All We Are video. But it was great. But Alcatraz, of course, that was the best. That was so awesome, and great lineup. People were like, oh man, so excited. It felt like the good old days. But everybody had to get either a test or a vaccination pass, and then you could do whatever you wanted. And they were
I,
really
I, I have a friend who traveled to Alcatraz, and texting me saying, I'm completely excited. A real festival like 2 years ago. I'm excited. I can describe the feeling." Saying,
yeah, totally. It was, yeah, everybody felt like that. All the band, the crew, yeah, the fans. It was super. But yesterday I got the message that Wacken, the Bullhead City,
yeah.
where we were supposed to play in September, that's cancelled. Oh man, and we were so excited, and yeah. But it's cancelled, and numbers are going up. We have a couple of more festivals in England, in Sheffield. That's Rocking the Bowl on 11th of September. And next week, we're doing some more beach chair open airs, and then some tattoo fairs, where people go in to see all the tattoo artists. So we play in Austria. Yeah, and then the tour in England with Michael Schenker. That's still on. That's in October, and then a big tour in November. So, but that's like, we don't know if it will happen.
N-
You know,
Nothing is for sure right now.
no, no,
Nothing
no,
is for sure.
no. And
Okay.
next year we have so many festivals in Spain: the
Yeah.
Barcelona Rock Fest and the Rock Imperium in Cartagena, I think. That's
I,
really
I have to say, you mentioned Barcelona Rock Fest. You have the confirmation of the of this festival. Everything is okay because
I don't know. That I
a
don't
lot of
know.
a lot of things happened here with the promoter of this festival because it's a kind of business histories with the society, because the society it's ended because they have a lot of economic financial problems. What and people here are asking, maybe next year Rockfest don't happen, but another society appears that will. It's a kind of strange situation of the societies in the registers. And everybody was asking in the last weeks. Maybe we don't know if next year will be Rockfest or not, but the promoter didn't say anything about anything.
How?
And just you and Manowar, I guess, confirm your presence in Barcelona.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We're ready. We're ready. I guess we are on. Yeah, yeah. Because last year we were on the bill, so I thought everybody is moved to next year. Actually, this year we were on the bill, and everybody's moved to next year. So I think we will play
We
Barcelona.
hope, we hope, we
Yeah,
hope.
yeah. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Yes, yes, because I would love to. And yeah, and the Rock Imperium that just came up, I think with Scorpions and
Yeah,
Whitesnake, Black Label Society, Ginger, and all these great bands. So yeah, we're hoping for the best, but
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
we're ready.
here we
We're
are.
ready.
Here we are now to talk about this release, the Triumph and Agony. Usually, when bands play a complete record, a lot of bands do playing a complete set of one record. It's done with the same order of the tracks. Why this time it's a different order? We all know all we are is an excellent to close the show, but maybe this is not the essence of doing this. What do you think?
I thought, yeah, whatever feels best live. And when we did the original Triumph and Agony record, we had no idea that All We Are would become our big anthem. It was just another song which we liked. And then later on, I said, yeah, let's do it as the first single, first video. So it became huge. But yeah, I think it's impossible to open with All We Are. Where do you go from there? Everybody's already like Sven. So we thought, let's keep it interesting, and then we opened with Touch of Evil. I think it has good power and good energy. It's a little bit mysterious, and then you build a build, and then of course, last song is All We Are. And for Emma is always like in the middle, because first you can rock out, and headbang and sing along, and then for Emma is a little breather, and everybody can get emotional. And we have this new part in the song, these it's like so nice, and people are singing together, and it always brings tears to my eyes. It's such a touching moment. So yeah, so we decided, just when we play the whole record live, let's see what feels the best. And then yeah, we did the tour in Spain and America, and played Grasspop Festival, Norway Rock, and Sweden Rock was the first one we did, and it had so much magic. The camera work was great. All the instruments were separately with microphones, so you could really mix it nice. And at first we just thought, yeah, we celebrate Triumph and Agony because it was the 30 years anniversary a while ago, and we didn't plan on really, doing a release, or it was just like recorded a couple of times, not all the time. And then when we heard that this year it is impossible to tour as planned, and I thought, yeah, I go back into the studio. And last year I did a record. It was a best of Magic Diamonds, best of rock ballads and Red Treasure. That's the one.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen it. And there I put like all my favorite songs on it and some live versions. And I was going through my archives, and then I listened to the Triumph and Agony tracks, and I thought, ooh, this is great. And this one here is actually from Spain. It is on the best of ballads and Make Time for Love. That's the Spain version. And then I thought, yeah, this year, let me see what we have. And Sweden Rock was perfect filmed, but we recut it. We got a nice movie guy who was redoing it, and then there's a big documentary on it. And yeah, and it will come out in September 24th on vinyl and on cassette through, and of course CD and streaming and all that stuff, but old school. That's like
And
the
the vinyl
highest
with the
experience.
big sleeve.
Yes, yes, yes. This one was like in 87. That was even in the Guinness Book of World Records, this one.
Wow,
And
wow, amazing.
yeah, dude, it was so much fun. And then we thought, let's do it even bigger. So now it's twice as big. It's like life size, and the record will be in the back of the Warlock, and it's marbled vinyl, so it's really special. And there's some other box sets, with cassettes and patches and stickers and buttons, all the old school stuff. And there is one box set with the figurine, the Warlock holding me, and that's really
People,
for collectors.
people who like me who are still are buying CDs and vinyls will be crazy with all this stuff.
Yes, yeah. I think that's really cute. Actually, do you want to wait 1 second? I just get the prototype of the figurine. Okay,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on 1
no
second.
problem, no problem. Of course.
And it's all hand painted. All the faces are hand painted, and oh man, it was so much work. That's that is
Wow,
that's the one thing.
wow, this is cool.
It fits next to your Kiss dolls or Kiss figurines, for collectors. And yeah. And yeah,
Oh,
all the faces were hand painted. So and then a couple of days ago, there was an accident. So some dolls are crashed, but most of them are alive. Yeah. There was like a car driving into the whole thing. Oh my God, there's always something. But yeah, that's the thing.
that in the best Kiss tradition.
Yes, yeah, that's yeah, we're old school when it comes to that. And yeah, so
Oh, wow,
I'm
wow, wow.
excited about it. And
You answer in some way one of my next questions, because is this why Sweden Rockford is recording? But you answer me that you have the best conditions to recording.
yes, yeah,
And yesterday I was watching the show and the documentary. Sounds great.
yes,
The show, it's great. And and it's a good balance with the three guitarists.
yeah, no,
Right now, because
yeah,
it's difficult to play with the three guitarists, and you have a good balance with Tommy Bolan, etc.
yes, yeah, and everybody always wants to do solo at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when we were mixing it, we were mixing it like that. You could hear everything and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. I thought, yeah, three guitar players, yeah, why not? Lots of shredding and craziness, but that was good. But it was so much fun too. And yeah, and Tommy Bolan, he was with me in '87, so I called him up and I told him, hey Tommy, 30th anniversary is coming up for Triumph and Agony. Shall we play this one time in its entirety? Because we really we never played songs like Make Time for Love. And I think Kiss of Death, we never played. 3 Minute Warning, we played a few times back in the '80s, but then not anymore. So he said, Doro, I'm waiting for this phone call for 30 years. Let's do it. So we did it, and then rehearsed it. And then it was so exciting that we did a whole Spain tour, and then Make Time for Love sounded the best in Spain. So I thought, that's nice. So on the CD and vinyl, it's the Spanish version, and on the DVD we had to remix it for the Sweden thing, because you couldn't take the sound from Spain and then see the Sweden
Yeah,
rock.
of course.
And we don't play with the click, so every day is a little bit different, and and it's not the same timing. It's all whoever feels what. So I don't like click tracks at all. I want to have it free, and
Talking about technical questions, maybe I'm wrong, but I know watching the show in Sweden years and during all these years that you don't use never in ears. Is it correct?
yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Everybody always pressures me. You have to do in here. You have to do in here. But no, I like it old school. I like my monitor boxes. I like it loud as hell. Louder than anything. And but it is a little tricky when you have a long catwalk, because you're standing in front of the people so many meters away from the band, and then the sound travels a little bit different. So just
Yeah.
quick, it's milliseconds, but still sometimes you could hear it. So sometimes we had to move it a little bit. but not much. But it's like, yeah, the drummer, he's like then faster than I'm singing, or it's crazy. But yeah, but I refuse the in-ears. That's right. I have them. I got really good ones. The company tried, to make really beautiful and sounding great, but I'm old school, man. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know what's worse for musicians, because you know better than me that in the States there's a lot of loud, and I don't know, it's worse for your ears, and in ears that it's inside of you, or of the big monitors, because everything has their problems.
That's right. That's right. But with the in-ears, I feel I don't hear the fans as
Yeah.
much. And to me, the fans, the audience, when they are screaming, the atmosphere, that's to me the most important thing. So that's what I want to hear. And sometimes in-ears, that's like you don't hear anything, you don't hear the feedback. The
Only the mix of the band.
Only the mix, yeah. And the monitor guy always said, yeah, I put I put the audience in a little bit, but no, that's not the same. So I need the fans, so whatever it takes, I need the fans and the monitors. But I know in some TV shows that's tricky, and even on some live settings sometimes they don't even have monitors anymore. But I yeah, I yell and scream and scratch. I need my monitors, and then they say, okay, okay. We try to get him. So far, I always had every show with monitors. But yeah, but that's a good question. I know so many people use them, but nee. But all the old cats, I think they don't. I think all the traditional metal bands, they all go like full force.
And talking about the life situation and the band, you always have a very stable band, only with a few changes in guitars. Still today, I'm surprised of your long relation with Johnny and Nick. I guess they are like brothers for you.
Yes, 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 that's true. But we are all vaccinated, so we can travel the world and stuff. And for example, for the England tour with Michael Schenker, you need to show your vaccination pass, and then you get the work visa. So you don't get any work paper before you don't show your vaccination pass. And Nick doesn't want to get vaccinated, so it's a real problem for touring. And yeah, and in some venues it's not anymore allowed to have people which are not vaccinated in some countries. So it's getting more and more difficult. And in Alcatraz last week, that was like Nick flew in on Friday or Saturday, and then Sunday there was the new rule: if you're not vaccinated, you have to go into quarantine for 10 days.
Wow.
So we were so lucky that Nick could play, that he was there one day before this new rule was taking place. So that makes me really sad, because I like Nick so much. We all like Nick so much. 31 years in our band, but he doesn't want to get the shot. So we were all talking and talking. He said, Nick, you got to do it. We want to
Yeah.
travel and tour the world. We have a South America tour coming up too. And but he said no. So I'm waiting for him to change his mind, because otherwise we couldn't be in that lineup anymore. And yeah, so
In your profession, traveling a lot all over the world, I think that the best will be to get the shot.
yeah, to get the shot. And yeah, and what I told you before, for example, in England you don't get a work visa anymore, you don't get the work permission
Yeah.
anymore. So there's no way, you can't say, oh, I get tested and stuff. You don't get any papers to even play. So in England we probably take Harry, who used to be our keyboarder, and we will see. So maybe things change, but we have to apply for work visa right now because of the Brexit and all. It all got so complicated. Touring, it's not the same anymore. In the 80s, we just went, and now you have to get all this paperwork done, and it's like, oh man, the tour manager has a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And talking about traveling and all these things, returning to the new release, yesterday, as I mentioned, I was watching the documentary, and it's interesting to know the histories about the songs. For example, East meets West. Back then, there was a lot of to explain about the Cold War and the political situation and all this kind of stuff. Now the world isn't much better. Things seem to be even crazier right now.
Right, you're right. It's so, man, it's like when you just said it, that gave me chills, man. What's going on, especially the last couple of days, man? It's really scary, but it's really scary. Even traveling and flying, I was always like cool flying wherever, and now it's like wow. And I was living in Manhattan for many, many years. And then when the World Trade Center got
Yeah.
attacked, that was the first time that we thought, wow, uh, somehow it seems that the whole world would change. And then I moved from Manhattan to Long Island, New York. And, it was Long Beach, was on the ocean, was really nice. And then there were two hurricanes. And all my two apartments got destroyed. The water was that high. The first time there was Hurricane Irene, and then Hurricane Sandy was like this high, and I lost everything. I lost everything, and thank God I had a little place in Germany, so I could, I could sleep somewhere. And I tell you, even with the weather, like all the weather here in Germany a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you saw it, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watch on the news. Yeah, yeah.
so a third time, I lost almost everything because I put everything into the cellar of my mom, my record collection, like magazines, posters, CDs, and it was
I
like,
I have I have to say when you in Germany have this heavy rain, here in Catalonia we have 43 degrees.
unbelievable. That's like so hot. Oh my God. Eh, I'm glad we don't have an open air right now, because one time that was like, it was hot when when Lemmy left the stage when he played Wacken,
Yeah.
because he didn't feel good. But I tell you, it was so hot, anybody would have left the stage. It was like, and that in Germany, that's so uncommon. That was a few years ago, of course, but wow, 43 degrees, oh my God. I but yeah, I feel for you, I feel for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now the situation it's better with all the regular temperature in this month 32, 33, 33. But a couple of 10 years ago it
Yeah.
was 43, 43 every day, every
Oh,
day.
really? Oh, wow, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah, here in Germany, I traveled a lot, but I stayed a little bit in Germany to do the records, and the Triumph and Agony Live was done in the Rock City studio. And, it was cold, and we didn't even have any summer. I think it was 3 days was like nice and warm. Everything else was cold. It was like, oh man. Yeah.
I
And
have
the flooding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. Returning to the album, as I mentioned, I was watching yesterday the documentary, and for people here, I'm sure will be interesting to know about the sentence in Spanish in Forever,
Yeah.
and the history about that Latin guy that don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't, sorry, don't speak English or German. You don't speak Spanish, and I can imagine the comic situation trying to talk with this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, he was like, how does it hurt your ears, the things,
Yeah,
Albert? Shall I take them off, because that's really painful when you have the
no, no
no?
problem. You can.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, my engineers, they go crazy when I do the vocal, and then you hear like like it's like yeah, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I was in Spain for the first time when we toured with Judas Priest in
Yeah,
'86, and the first time that I saw the Spanish metalheads, and it was so unbelievable. It was so unbelievable. It left a deep impression on me, and I fell in love with it. And I wanted to have a Spanish sentence in für immer, to just show appreciation and to show my love. So nobody spoke Spanish in the studio. And then I found somebody, he was always very quiet, and he was tweaking our Marshall amps, And do you know these computer nerds? They're just into their computer or into technical stuff. They don't talk, they're just into their thing. So I talked to him, and I said, well, do you speak Spanish? And yeah, and I don't even know where he was from. I think he wasn't from Spain. He was from South America, somewhere. And then I told him, yeah, I have that song. It is in German. It is about deep friendship, which will never ever, go away. It's for immer. It's forever. He didn't understand what he said. I don't know. And then I tried to. I said, deep inside my heart, für immer, like forever. And then, I tried to do sign language and stuff. And then he said, and then he wrote something down. Hay una promesa en el sonido. And I said, what is that? And he couldn't tell me. And he said, do it, say it, it's good, it's good. And then I thought, okay. And, and he looked very trustworthy. And I thought, okay, I do it. So it was I una promesa en el sonido. And then when I found out later that it says there's a promise in the song, oh, I thought it's so perfect. So I that was perfect. It was like, right on.
I think it could be. This is funny because I think it could be very interesting for the fans to see the documentary with you explaining all these histories of the different songs about the composition, these funny histories. I think could be very interesting.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. At first, we just thought, just the live concert, and then we thought, maybe a little history, and then it went on and on and on, and then the guy who was filming it and cutting it, he said, Doro, it's not 15 minutes or 20 minutes, it's 45 minutes. And he said, and it could be even longer. And then we said, okay, then let's do
I,
45
I,
minutes.
I guess maybe you it doesn't non exist or you don't have much live recording of that era for
No,
include some more stuff.
no, just the bootlegs. And I talked to all the bootleggers, and then I found some bootlegs of the Megadeth tour. That's when it starts out with All We Are. That's from the Megadeth tour in 1988, and back then there weren't any like professional videos done, and usually the bootleggers, they were thrown out, immediately when the road crew or the tour manager saw a camera, the camera was usually taken away, and smashed. And then so I just have a couple of
Well,
bootlegs, but never professional film, no.
what a change because there's a lot of amazing shows that happened in the 80s that there's no recording, there's no exist anything. For example, you mentioned in the documentary you singing with Dio, etc. And now everything is recorded because everybody with their mobile are
Yeah, yeah,
recording everything.
yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
paradox.
Yeah, it is. Or sometimes, when I do a concert and then I'm singing to the people, and in the first row, sometimes people are watching their iPhone, and I say, "Hey, you gotta sing," and I don't know what, and it's sometimes funny, or sometimes they bring their iPad too. So sometimes, the big iPad, and they're filming it, and and it's so different, and yeah, and I miss the old school stuff where everybody was having their lighter because everybody was smoking still, and and just listening and being totally into it, and but it's not on film. The good old 80s, there's hardly anything. So
I think technology is great, but it's the use that we are doing of the technology that make this amazing technology that right now it's possible that you and me we're talking
yeah,
seeing each other, you in Germany, me in Catalonia, with no
yeah,
problems. This is amazing, in my opinion. But
that's right.
this is an excellent use of the technology. But seeing will be in a live situation with the little screen recording something, seeing the show through this little screen. Come on.
Yeah, come on, yeah, yeah, and sometimes people, they don't pay attention because they film it and then they put it on Facebook, or WhatsApp it to their friends. Sometimes, it's like it's different, but yeah, but it's all good. I'm glad when people come to shows and stuff, and yeah, and when they're still rocking out. And I saw a lot of young fans in the Alcatraz festival. There was one girl. It was a live stream. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe some
Yeah,
fans have seen it. There
yeah.
was a little girl. She was maybe 5 or 6 years old. She crawled on stage, and it was a huge stage, and all the security people, they couldn't hold her back because she was so fast. She was coming on stage and she wanted to sing All We Are with me, and I thought, that's so cool. And then she whispered in my ear, she said, I'm a drummer too. And I thought, oh, that's so cool, like 5, 6 years old and totally into metal. And then that makes me really happy that like really young fans are growing up to become metalheads.
There's
That's
hope. There's hope.
yeah, there's hope. Yes, yes.
You mentioned also in the documentary something that I would like to ask, because you mentioned about you mentioned Lita Ford on the photo session of RIP, and now I think you have a collaboration with Lita in their new album. What can you explain about it?
Oh yes, Albert. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, of course, I don't want to give out too much because it's on her
Yeah,
record, and whenever she's ready to, release it and stuff, and yeah. But yeah, we met first time in the '80s, and we were always friends, and then. We did a big photo session in Rip magazine, which all these magazines, they don't exist anymore in America. They had, I think, 150 great magazines. Everything is gone. I think two are left. Anyhow, we did many photo sessions, and we always had the same photographer. His name was Mark Weiss, and so we met sometimes. We were hanging out. Yeah, and then I was I got this award. It was the introduction for the Hall of Heavy Metal History. And there were some American guys and some English guys. They flew over to Wacken, and then they gave me this award. And it was great. That was in 2018. That was on our anniversary show, so that was really great. So I stayed in contact with one of the guys, and then he came to one of our shows in England, and he said, Doro, would you like to induct Lita Ford into the Hall of Heavy Metal History? I think you guys know each other. And I said, yes, we know each other from the early '80s. So next year I flew to LA, and then I gave her the award, inducted her to the Hall of Heavy Metal History. And then, yeah, we were hanging out. We got along great. And then we said, we got to do something together. We know each other for such a long time. Yeah. And then about a year later, there was a song in the making, and Lida, she said, would you check it out? Would you like to listen to it? And I thought, oh, this is great. I think I could sing it really good. Yeah, and then I flew over, and um, we recorded it, and she was really great. We became, I mean, we were always friends, but it became even closer. Yeah, and then we said, hey, we should tour together too. But now with the pandemic, that these plans were not like, we couldn't do it. So, and I don't know when her record is coming out, so I don't know, but it's great, and it was cool. And I love doing collaborations and duets. I always have. My first time was with Lemmy, two songs on the Calling the Wild album, and then Udo Dirk Schneider and Margot de Oz. There was a Man on the Silver Mountain we did, and Pete Steele, who's actually not anymore with us, and Taya, and the ex-singer of Nightwish, Flora Jansen. We did a duet with After Forever. That's how I met my guitar player now, Bas Mars. He was in the band After Forever. So what I like about it, you become friends, and you stay friends, and you do something together, which is maybe like, like a great adventure or a great surprise. And the last duet I did was with Johan Heck of Amon Amarth. That was great too. So I love doing it. And yeah, with Lida, yeah, I don't know when it will come out. So I
we,
hope
we will
soon.
we will listen, because I'm sure that will be very exciting to listen to charismatic boys in the wall of metal, like your boys and Lita. And that's one of the best things that changed in the metal scene with the years, because I remember buying the magazines that you mentioned, and it's very difficult to appear a woman. Only appears you and Lita when release a new album or a tour or something like that. And now you mentioned Tarza, Liv Christine, Flor Jansen, Simone Simons, I
Yeah,
don't know,
Christina,
uh,
Coil, and
Christina.
everybody.
And I always thought that the female voice fits very well with heavy metal.
I think so too. Yes, I think so too. And to
Better,
me,
better than men's, in my opinion.
ah, oh, oh God, I don't know how many people are listening to, but you will probably get some comments on the internet about it. But I agree, and I think a medal is for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, if you're from different countries. I think medal is in your heart, and when you just go for it, when you just be yourself and belt it out. I think that's the best you can do. And but I remember my first, I talk about it in that documentary as well, the first cover No, I don't have it here. But the first cover was a Metal Rendezvous in America, and then it came out, and I was on the cover. So many discussions, I tell you, like it was a big deal. And I thought, to me, it's not a big deal. I was always the singer of Warlock, and I had some bands before that. To me, it felt totally natural and and good, but it was a big deal. Yeah, it was in 87. 87, 88, and but I still remember that photo shoot, and yeah, it was in the middle of the desert and stuff, and yeah, and but yeah, and but and yeah,
yeah, the people always think that now that you were talking about the past years, people are usually thinks in you like the singer of Warlock, but you released a very good albums in the 90s. I'm thinking, for example, an album that I was listening a lot during these that years, the Doro album with Jane Simmons in the production. I think
yeah,
this is an amazing album, and
yeah.
some of the albums of that time have an excellent songs.
Yeah, I think Angels Never Die. I thought that was a great album. True at
Yeah,
Heart. I think
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
soulful songs like Fall for Me Again, or even Angels Cry, or Fortune Teller. I think so unique songs, and Love Me in Black. I loved it so much. Love Me in Black album. But it was a difficult time because when grunge made it big, suddenly, man, it was very hard to survive. Like for all the normal rock and metal bands, and then I recorded so many records, and I delivered it to the record company. And in America, they said, well, if it's not grunge sounding, we can't release it. I said, it's not grunge sounding, but I think it's still very interesting. It's like new, fresh, has some other sounds, like, and I said, no, if it's not grunge, So it was tough. And the first record, which was released worldwide again, was Calling the Wild. And then we hopped on tour with Ronnie James Dio again in 2000, and it was awesome. But these 10 years, oh man,
And
that
it
was
was
rough.
it was the returning to Spain after, and during a lot of years you don't appear here, but with Calling with the Wild you return. I remember.
Yes,
And
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Before, the records, some of the records didn't even come out, weren't released, and when they were released, and just like no push behind it, not much support. So the promoters wouldn't book you, you wouldn't get any festivals, so it was totally dead. And then I knew that the heavy metal fans were still there, but there was nothing to do, and nothing to play, nowhere to play. We could do a couple of things, and we did a great live record. I don't know if you ever heard it. It's just called Doro Live. I think, oh, that was awesome.
if I
That was,
remember, I have to say that I have the BXC, the tape, the videotape.
yeah,
I have still the videotape completely devastated because I watched that show a lots of times, and this is another of the questions that comes to me. And now that a lot of bands are releasing the past albums with remixed, remastered, and this live video, I think never released in DVD, for example.
oh no, I was always asking the record company, and I was even asking for it, if we could release it. I have a little label. It's called Rare Diamonds Productions, where I can put everything on, like the Triumph and Agony Live will be on that label too, and all kinds kinds of stuff which you can do on the side, like not a normal album, but re-releases and picture disc. And I was asking if we can put it out, re-release it, and on DVD or Blu-ray. I
Yeah,
said, no, no, no. So they want to keep it for themselves.
come on to the
Yeah, yeah,
label.
yeah, yeah. But that would be great. Yeah. I think that was a great mix. I think great live atmosphere. I think the CD sounded really awesome, and
Yes,
then the
yes.
video was really cool too. And but yeah, but I don't own the tapes, so we don't have the tapes, so we couldn't do it. But I think it would be totally worth it. I totally agree, and I asked about it many times, and yeah, so eventually,
Keep trying,
yes, I
please,
will. I will.
because I
Yes.
think could be amazing to see in Blu-ray or DVD
Yeah.
that show. Because I remember, for example, that's a funny thing, because as I mentioned, I have the videotape, but obviously in a videotape, every time you see the show, the videotape is in worse condition.
Yes, yes.
And finally, I thought, okay, with the computer, I have my digital copy just to preserve the original videotape.
Good, good, good idea. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, yeah. When I was working for this documentary now, then I wanted to have little snippets of the OER video and FEMA video, and I couldn't find it on the internet. It was not good quality, so I bought it on eBay, the original cassette of Rare Diamonds. There was a video cassette and an album, and I bought it. And I thought, oh, great. I put it in my video recorder and it was full of mold. And I thought, so I totally ruined my video recorder, but it is in the documentary. So I thought it's all worth it.
But here we have, this is the videotape.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
It's completely devastated with the reproduction.
I bet.
I enjoy a lot this show, I have to say.
Yeah.
And some rare stuff. You appear here with Warlock.
Which song, Albert?
Playing Thanks for the Nights. And I don't know exactly, filmed in August 95 at Die Loreley, West Germany.
You know what? That song title is totally wrong. That song doesn't exist. It's, I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, but it's a.
That's the reason it's rare.
And I see the cover. It's painted probably a 10-year-old child.
Here appears Warlock.
Thanks for the Night. I think that song is Hateful Guy of Burning the Witches album. But the front cover, that's hilarious. That is, that's so funny. That's
Come on, this one Sunday they have to be released in
yes, I will
Blu-ray.
try my hardest. Yeah, Albert, because I would love to see it too. And not many people have like these players anymore, so it's about time. Yeah. But you know, all the record companies, they merged, so nobody even knows about it anymore. You know, all new people. Back then there were, I think, 100 people working for us, and now there's maybe one person for whatever 200-300 bands, and they have no idea anymore.
But a full a good master quality exists, I think, of the recording. The company have, or
I don't have it. I don't know. And I wouldn't know where it would be. And all the offices, they got closed, and they moved many times. We were artists of Phonogram, which is Polygram, which is now Universal. So it's like, so I don't know. And when they're moving, probably stuff gets lost. I can imagine, but I will try. Yes.
We hope to see in the future. So, Doro, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Ivan, for having me. Like always, it was great talking.
I hope to see you playing here very soon, or to see you in person again in the future, if this crazy ends in some way.
Yes, and I stay healthy, stay happy. Everybody out there, I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see you guys and girls again, and to headbang and rock out again, and hopefully, we will meet, the Barcelona Rock Fest if it takes place. We are ready, and Rock Imperium, and maybe some more gigs. So we're here, and ready to roll at any time.
Okay, thanks for your time. Hope to see you very soon. Just a kiss. All the best.
Lots of kisses, big metal hugs, and all the best. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.